$1,800. That is right. We paid $1,800 for this Roland Fantom. Now, I did the last video and I was talking about how keyboards have gotten absolutely insanely expensive for what you're getting. And the most part of it is it's not because of what you're getting at that moment. It's what you have 2 years later when the prices start to fall when the new product comes out. And I also talked about how that we live close to Nashville and we live close to Atlanta. So we've got some really good places to pull from for us to try to find used keyboards, because I really did not want to pay $4,700 for a new keyboard that within 2 or 3 years is going to be worth less than half of that cost. So we started looking at used things, and we wanted something that was professional level. We did not want to go with something that was mid-tier or bottom tier like our Mo DX was. We wanted something that was, like I said, professional. So we started looking around at everything, and we came across a couple of the Roland Fantoms. Now, I got to be honest, I've played some Roland keyboards, but I never played a Fantom before. And so we would run down to Guitar Center, which is basically the only thing we have here in Knoxville, Tennessee left, and because, you know, everything else is gone. And they never had Roland Fantoms. Actually, they never even had Rolands. So the one time when we were over in Nashville, they did have a Roland Fantom over there, and they had a V-Stage, which I really, really loved, the V-Stage. And while we're there, I went ahead and played the montages again. And of course, the one here in town has montages. So, and I've played dozens of montages. So when we started looking, we were looking at everything at that level, the Fantom level, the montage level, and we were finding keyboards everywhere at great deals. So my wife came across this Roland Fantom. And the guy had this for, I believe, $2,100, right, honey? Yep. $2,100. So she sent him a thing and said, hey, will you take 18? We got to drive over. He agreed. Now, on the way over there, we were thinking, you know, oh man, I hope it's in good shape. $1,800 is a really, really good deal. I mean, we literally stole this thing. We get over there, he's got it sitting on a stand, and it looks brand new, as you can see from the opening video. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this thing, and we absolutely stole this. So we have a professional level Roland Fantom, a true synthesizer, which I will get into that more in later videos to show you what these things actually can do and why I prefer this over the Yamaha. But we got a Roland Fantom for $1,800. Now, after playing the montages as many times as I've played, I do not like them. They're still overtly complicated. There's still way too much menu diving. And the touch screens, like I said in the last video on the montage, are terrible. For whatever reason, Yamaha, with all their money, cannot put a good touchscreen in a keyboard for some odd reason. The ones in the Rolands are phenomenal. They're very touch reactive. I mean, these things work almost as well as an iPad. They're so good. And like I said in later videos, I'll show you why they have to be that good, because you actually have motion control right here while you're playing. You can physically put your finger on there and you can control the filters while you're playing live. And that's why the touch has to be so good on this. Now, when we found this, as soon as she found it and this guy agreed to $1,800, I was pretty sure that's what I wanted to get, even though I have not spent a lot of time on the Roland Fantoms. But I have spent a tremendous amount of time on the Yamahas, the Mo DXs, and the montages. And like I said, I spent enough time on them to know I did not want a montage. Honestly, if I'd have got one for $1,000, I don't know if I would have bought it, because I'd have been right back in the boat that I was in with the absolute frustration of the complication of playing that keyboard. With that being said, you're probably thinking, well, great, dude, you bought a 2, 3, 4-year-old keyboard and you still paid $1,800 for it, and the new one's already out. So you bought an old keyboard and still spent almost $2,000. But here is the caveat. When Roland made the new Fantom EX, they changed nothing on the hardware. It is literally every single knob, every single button, everything on the internals, the circuit boards, everything is identical to the Roland EX. Okay, so why are these so cheap now? And why are the Roland EXs so expensive? Because the Roland EX has the new synth engines in it. And here's the beautiful part. The synth engines are software-based engines. That I absolutely love. And the reason I love that is because now I paid $1,800 for this. For $199, I can buy the EX upgrade and get the full EX synth engines for $200. And guess what? They install right into this keyboard, which turns this keyboard into a Roland EX. So essentially for $2,000, we bought a Roland EX, which is their new latest, greatest synthesizer they have on the market. And for whatever reason, keyboard sales are just really soft right now, used keyboards. I don't understand why. And you can get amazing deals on them right now. And we were finding deals on everything. All types of Yamahas. Found a couple of Moogs that were, $1,500, $1,800 cheaper than a new one for a current Moog. For some reason, they're just not selling. And then we found a lot of Phantoms. And then, of course, they make multiple models of the Phantom. The Phantom 6, 7, and 8 are the true Phantoms. Everything else, like the Phantom 08, that is their version of the Mode EX to the Montage. The 08 is to the Phantom. This is the actual keyboard, and everything else is based off this and this engine. Now, like I said, when I saw the Phantom, I was pretty sure that was the way I wanted to go, because I did know that with the Phantom, you have a crazy amount of control that you simply do not have on a Montage, especially in real time. All these buttons and knobs up here, all these things do things in real time while I'm playing. I have access to my filters, to all my oscillators. I can change my LFO rates while I'm playing. And I can do it all in real time. I have my pitch envelopes, my filter envelopes, my amp envelopes, all my parameters, and I can get to my effects in real time. If I'm playing and I want more reverb, I can go over here and just dial in more reverb. These are things that you really cannot do. All this is things you cannot do on the Montage. There are some things you can't do, but not to this level. The great thing about this is you can also I can put 16 sounds on top of each other. This thing is incredibly powerful. It is insane that I can layer 16 different sounds. And I will get more into that later. But like I said, for $1,800, we bought a Roland Fantom, which is the same exact keyboard as the new EX minus the synth engines. And Roland's only selling those for $200. So for $2,000, we ended up with a $4,700 keyboard. And this one, we got very lucky. This one is in pristine shape. And the thing that I really, really like about the Fantom and the Roland, besides the unbelievable, massive banks of sounds you have, there's just thousands of sounds in here for you to pick from already. And every one of these sounds is fully adjustable right here. You don't have to go miles into menus like you do on the Montage. You have all the controls, everything here, plus you get this little wheel over here that Roland has, which is pretty much exclusive to Roland, which is hilarious. This little control here takes place of these two controls. So basically you have double on that. All your transposition, changing your chords, your arpeggiator, your portamento is all right here on the side. It's very easy to get into, as is the Montage. But where this absolutely buries the Montage is the oscillator, the filter controls, all the envelopes, everything is right here that you can adjust on real time. And when you're inside of their new synth engine, you can actually do a lot of the adjusting right here on the pad in real time. Things you simply cannot do on the Montage. In my opinion, this is a much better keyboard than the Montage. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, the keyboard on this thing is absolutely phenomenal. This has Roland's PHA-5 key bed on it. And this is the same key bed that's on the new X. This is what comes on the Montage. And these actually are wooden keys on here. So the feel is fantastic. And the key on this, they're actually textured. You can feel the texture on top of it like you would on a real piano key. This thing is absolutely brilliant, and the sounds are absolutely brilliant as well. And there's thousands of them, literally thousands. I'm getting ready to start the update on this. Now, if you do go this route, I have read many, many things that said this update is a nightmare. And I watched a guy do this. It took him 40 minutes, and he knew what he was doing. I have no idea. So I'm assuming it's going to take me a couple of hours to get this update knocked down. But once you do the update for $200, you then have a Roland Fantom EX. And we were finding these out there. We got this one for 18. He had it posted for 21. We found some for, 2,300.
28.
28, we found a lot at 2800, but we were also finding the 7s and the 6 if you want the synth action key beds and not the actual graded hammer key beds. So the deals are out there, and this thing is simply amazing. And I will get into more videos. I know there's a million videos of this out there already, but I'm doing this on the basis if somebody's looking to upgrade into something professional and they want to buy something used, I'll come back with another videos and show you some of the things you can do on this. And I'm going to kind of compare it to the problems I was having on the Modi X and the Montage at how much simpler it is to do on the Fantom. And wait till you hear the sounds. The new Z engine on this thing is phenomenal. So I'm going to wrap this video up right there. If you have any questions or comments, please put it down in the questions section. Please subscribe to my channel. It's insane. Like, I don't know, 6%, 7% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. That's crazy to me. I have like 93% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. So yeah, it is free. It's free. It costs you absolutely nothing to subscribe. But if you don't subscribe, at least give it a thumbs up or share it, or like the video or share it, because that does help quite a bit. So once again, if you have any questions or comments, put it down the bottom. And until the next video, everybody be safe.